Welcome everybody to the New Fly Fisher. I'm your host, Colin McEwen. In this week's show, we're fly fishing for Atlantic salmon. And this is kind of different Atlantic salmon fishing. We're not using bombers, we're not using wet flies, we're using streamers and sink tips. We're not in Newfoundland, and we're not in the Maritimes. We're here in Northern Ontario. In fact, we're in Sault Ste. Marie, right in the center of the town. I'm with guide John Giuliani, and he's going to teach us everything you need to know about how to catch big Atlantic salmon from 5 to 20 pounds using streamers. It's going to be a great show. Stay with us.
The new Fly Fisher has been made possible thanks to Algoma Country, GoFishingOntario.com, Orvis Sporting Traditions,
Rio Products,
Superfly, fly fishing made easy.
Sault Ste. Marie, the gateway to Algoma Country in Northern Ontario. Thousands of tourists and anglers come through this small city each year, bound for one of the many wilderness destinations Algoma has become famous for. What many anglers do not realize as they pass by the St. Mary's River is that it is home to an outstanding fishery. Steelhead, pink salmon, coho salmon, and even lake trout can be caught in and near the rapids, but few know about it. What is even more significant about the St. Mary's River is the large number of Atlantic salmon that come each summer to feed. This is probably one of the best kept secrets about this river. Yes, Atlantic salmon. Thanks to a consistent stocking program, there are good numbers of Atlantic salmon coming to the rapids every June through to November. I wanted to fish for these salmon, but I knew I needed an expert. And there is one professional guide who has become quite well known for successfully catching these Atlantic salmon, John Giuliani. John has been fishing and guiding on the St. Mary's Rapids for nearly 30 years. This experience he's gained over a great deal of time learning about the salmon, when they run, why they're there, what they're eating, and much more. Bill Spicer had come several years ago to fish with John and enjoyed outstanding success. They had waded the rapids and used either nymphing or swinging a fly techniques to catch the fish. However, in speaking with John on the phone, he told me there were periods each summer when the salmon were aggressively hunting smelt and would take a streamer.
Oh, that was a big fish. The head
Big
come up.
fish. That was just the head.
The thought of catching Atlantics this way sounded too good to be true, so I had to come and give it a try. Joining me today is good friend Steve Bathgate, who owns realflies.ca, an online fly pattern retailer. Like me, Steve has never fished for Atlantic salmon in the Great Lakes, so we're both very excited to get started. John took some time to explain to us more about where the fish were, why they were there, and what they were eating.
Well, the Atlantic salmon basically moved in within the last couple of weeks. They make a summer migration from the depths of Lake Huron back into where they've been planted. They've been planted at the Edison Power Plant. That's the long building on the US side here by Lake Superior State University. So they home into that spot first, and then they branch out. They feel the current from the Canadian powerhouse and the US powerhouse. But what keeps them there is our summer smelt run. So we actually look for the birds, and the birds will tell you where the fish are feeding. Atlantic salmon, the way they feed, they'll crash through a pile of bait, and they'll ball them and push them up to the surface, and then stun them with their tails, and that's why we do pretty good on streamers. is because nothing mimics a streamer like a wounded bait fish. It just kind of hovers in the current. You'll see the fish rising, you'll see them busting on bait, and then I try to get above them and make big swings in the current. And you guys will be pounding your rods, doing a little strip and let it drop back. And if you feel a little tap, don't set the hook on that tap. You know, they'll come up and slap it with their tails. And if you prick them in the side, they'll just take right off and you'll pull up a scale on your hook. So if you can refrain from setting the hook, seconds later, pow. So what I'm saying is set the hook when you feel a fish on.
What is equally unique about what John has learned about these salmon is the way in which he teases them to the surface. The technique is known as harling. John explains more.
Yeah, this is harling, and this is a Norwegian style where you fish in a boat in big rivers, heavy current, more than 3 rods, and you're back drifting streamers on top of wading salmon. The difference between my fishing and the Norwegian fishing, we're fishing for feeding salmon. Their salmon's coming from the salt, and of course they're ocean fish, so they're not feeding. So we have that in our favor.
Though we have a spread of flies behind the boat, both Steve and I are casting to the sides with fast sink tip lines and double streamers. Just as John has said, we kept spotting salmon, crashing to the surface, chasing juvenile smelt. Terns and seagulls wheeled above, diving down and grabbing injured or dying smelt, missed by the salmon. It was all quite visually exciting, but also very frustrating. Cast after cast, we could not seem to elicit a strike. Though we didn't have any success this first morning out, we were not deterred, especially since we'd seen so many fish chasing the smelt. Perhaps later in the day, we would finally connect. Stay with us. After taking the afternoon off for some rest, we're now back out on the water. The sun is out and bright, but the light is just starting to fade as day slips away towards sunset. Our guide John states it's go time for the salmon, and they should be coming in soon to voraciously feed again. John has rigged out some rods to tease the salmon up, while Steve and I cast heavy sink tip lines with short leaders and double fly rigs. The trolling fly rod setup John has put in place is known as harling, and it's a popular means of catching trout and salmon in many countries, especially in parts of New Zealand. For our purposes, John has put out 4 fly rods, 2 on each side, rigged with floating fly lines and 9-foot leaders coupled to a single smelt pattern. These flies only go down a foot or so in the water column, and the goal is to use them as a means of bringing salmon close to the boat, where Steve and I can cast to them with our sink tip lines and double fly rigs. Sometimes the fish will take the trolled flies, but generally they can be caught while casting. It's all about the conditions. The tension mounts as we wait to see busting fish and diving terns.
That was cool.
Oh, I just seen another silver one just swim right underneath the boat.
I just missed a fish.
I seen that. I watched your rod double right over.
So I felt like a little tink, like John had told me on one of the flies. I dropped it back slightly, then I felt the slam, and I set the hook, and it was on for a second, but I lost him. But it was a powerful hit, powerful hit.
After I missed that fish, nothing seemed to go right for us.
Right beside us, man. That was 5 feet from the boat.
Salmon were coming up all around, but we could not connect. We were so frustrated. Finally, we ran out of light. Time to head in and try again in the morning. For over 30 years now, Lake Superior State University has been stocking the St. Mary's River with salmon parr each season. Usually 23,000 to 40,000 Atlantic salmon parr are released by the university's Aquatic Research Laboratory. John Giuliani has been affiliated with the university and their stocking program for over 20 years. In 2007, the university recognized John's contribution to the program by naming that year's class of stocked Atlantic salmon in his name. He's the only Canadian to receive the special recognition and acknowledgement for his continual assistance to this important stocking program. The next morning, we got up early and headed back out onto the river. Conditions looked ideal, and John felt confident this was going to be our day. We got rigged up and started casting, and then the excitement began.
I'm gonna cut back on him a bit, so I'm gonna go down to him. Nice head shakes.
Yeah, he's giving it.
That's it. He's staying down and deep. It's a good fish.
Oh, yeah.
Finally, I mean, we've had so many fish like hit, but not.
Yeah.
Usually salmon go airborne right away for 3 or 4 jumps, but maybe when he gets to the boat here.
Yeah. When he sees the boat, he's gonna jump.
Yeah.
There he is. There's the leader.
Yeah, I just want to keep steady pressure on him.
And some of
Here,
them,
you want me to do the net?
Sure. Some of them, they get so full that they
I'll
can't
overside
jump.
you.
They're just here gorging.
It's like grills.
Is it a grills?
Yeah, it's grills. All righty.
Now he's starting to pull a bit.
Oh, yeah. He's pulling good.
What did I get when there's 12 pounds?
Yeah. They're here. I've seen them roll. That's it. Get that net wet.
All right.
Hit that top fly.
Nice fat fish.
Oh, that's a fat fish.
Okay, you ready? Heads up.
I'm going to bring him to you in a second here, Cole.
I'm in
Yeah, he's
neutral,
getting
so
wrapped.
he's coming right down. Nice male.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, baby.
You got him. Good job.
Look at that. Get the flies out.
Yeah, we'll get the flies out. She's pretty wrapped up. I'm gonna get one of you guys to work on the flies.
Yeah.
Beautiful little salmon. It's got no fin clips, so that's a wild fish.
When the water conditions are right in the summer, John Giuliani takes people waiting for Atlantic salmon. Several years ago, Bill Spicer enjoyed a fantastic few days of nymph fishing with John and hooked into numerous fish. Here's a great memory from that visit.
There we go.
Big fish.
Big fish,
Big
yeah.
Atlantic.
Yes, sir.
Bravo. That's the one we were waiting for. Look at the
This
pounding
is a
of
big
that.
one.
Good job, Bill.
Yes, this is a big one. Wow.
What we want to do is try to keep him in the hole if he decides
Yeah.
to run down. This is one of those 3- and 4-year-olds. Look at the bend in that rod. Big fish.
Yeah, he's
You're at
just,
the mercy of the rapids now. That's all I
Yeah.
can say.
I'm really leaning into this one here.
If he's gonna tear down out of that hole, if that's all he's gonna do, let him go. We'll have to chase him. That's it. Let him go now. We'll walk him. Yeah, you hold that rod up real high, and we're gonna have to chase him.
Yeah, he's down and he is officially into my backing. As you can see the orange line going, he's officially into my backing.
See, hopefully that fish will go into that hole, and then we'll be laughing. It's just the journey down. I think he's already in that hole. So just follow me, Bill, this way. And we'll go right to shore, and we'll be able to walk you down to that.
You ask.
Whoa.
It's all right. I just went for a swim. I'm a little embarrassed.
Okay, this is the spot where it's do or die. You got to try to bring him back here now. We hit the fish in the big hole upstream. Fish did not stay in the hole, took off downstream, and we had to chase him, as you do in the rapids. Okay, Bill, you can't go any further.
Yeah, okay.
That's over your head there.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Now
good to
just
know.
Come over this way a bit.
That's good to know.
Come over.
What I'm doing, he's sitting there, and I'm trying to get him to move. If you pluck your line like that, it goes right down into his jaw. He doesn't seem to want to move. It's official. He's gone. That's too bad.
For fishing in the rapids as Bill was, all you need is an 8 or 9 weight rod with a floating line. However, for casting from the boat using streamers, you need a special setup. Sink tip lines in a 24-foot length in a 350 grain weighting are ideally matched to both our 9-weight rods and the conditions. The 24-foot length is easy to cast without the need for false casting, while the 350 grain density compensated sink tip helps get the flies down to the salmon in this fast water. Full sinking lines do not work well, as they tend to cause too much drag. We used a 2-fly setup on a short leader of 10 to 12 pound test.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. This guy's going deep. Into the backing. This guy's gone into the backing.
He's down deep, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, we're starting to drift back now, so you should be able to pick up on him.
There we go. Oh. And this fish took smelt pattern. They were busting all around us. I gotta tell you, the mayhem and excitement when you're trying to...
I'm in neutral now. We're gonna drift back to him a bit.
Okay, John. He's taking line again.
Thing is, we got so much current here. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, look how
And you
far
gotta
he's taking
deal
us
with
back. Now, we're using 12-pound leader, right?
Right.
John?
12-pound fluoro.
Yeah. Haven't even seen the size of him yet. Oh, wow. Oh, it's in the corner. I can see it was in the corner of his mouth.
Decent size?
Yeah, decent. I think it's a...
Next year class?
Yeah, it looks like it's in that 6-7 pound range.
Nice.
Maybe a little bit bigger. Oh, look at the smelter busting over here again. Turns going after the smelt that the
No boats.
salmon are pushing
No
up.
competition.
Look at this. Yeah, and we're all alone. Nobody here. There's just one guy over here on the jetty fishing.
That's it. And we're backing down to him.
Oh, he just came off.
Oh. That's why they call it fishing.
Yeah, and so
Just
just
came
show
in
you
and-
what the rig is. 2-fly, he was on the bottom fly. I saw it.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Let's get back at him. That was a hard fight.
Oh, yeah. Ah.
Now, I had lost 2 fish, and I don't mind admitting frustration was starting to set in. Everywhere around us, the salmon were busting on the surface, even next to the boat. The terns circled and dove into the water to happily eat the wounded smelt missed by the salmon. It was quite a show. Now it was time for Steve, and did he ever come through with a major fish?
It feels pretty good, actually.
Well done, Steve-O.
Well, let's do our best to get this puppy in a net.
That bird pointing straight out.
All the lines clear?
Yeah.
Perfect. Just try and keep steady pressure on him.
Where do you go, Steve?
Well, we're not there yet.
There, advantage.
He's holding in the current right now, actually. Yeah.
If I start backing down, just watch your eyes, okay?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Just blacking out.
No, that won't happen, don't worry. There's no chance of that. He's getting a big head shake. He's trying to spit the hook at the minute. Yeah, he's head banging right now still.
Gives me a chance, I'll take him. Oh, that's
Oh,
big.
he's a nice one.
Big.
Okay, that's great. Don't you? Oh, he's a
yeah.
nice fish.
There's the jump we want to see.
There you go.
Big fish.
Okay,
That's a 2-year-old.
yeah, okay. I'm gonna give you an opportunity here, actually.
Yeah, I'll take him.
All right, I'm gonna bring him towards you, John.
Go a
Okay.
little bit higher.
How's that?
Woohoo!
You got him?
Good
job.
Oh, nice.
They don't
Oh,
come any
look
fatter than that.
look at that puppy.
That was well worth it.
That's a beauty. Absolute beauty. It's a great job. Absolute beauty.
Steve and I enjoyed several days of fantastic Atlantic salmon fishing, but sadly it was time to head home. We truly enjoyed this unique experience of casting streamer patterns for salmon in fast water. It was unlike anything we had done before. If you decide to come to Sault Ste. Marie or Algoma for a fishing trip, you need to set aside some extra days to go out on the water with John Giuliani. Whether you wish to swing flies in the rapids or cast streamers for these powerful Atlantic salmon, you'll have a great time on the water with this wonderful guide. Best of all, you can stay at local hotels and take in the many wonderful restaurants the Soo is famous for. For more information about this show and this destination, please visit us on our website. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the water.
The new fly fisher has been made possible thanks to Algoma Country, GoFishingOntario.com, Orvis Sporting Traditions,
Rio Products,
Superfly, fly fishing made easy.